Welcome to Torque Sport.
Good morning everyone, Gianni here from Torque Sport, and today you join me in a first drive video with the Civic MB2 1.4D series beast. And today, typically English weather, coming up for the end of the year, winter, coming up for the end of the year. The weather is horrific as always. You probably hear the wind blowing the car around, and also the trees and all that's blowing around quite nicely. So I don't think today I'm going to be able to get very many outside car video shots or any at all, because all you're going to hear is from the wind. So that's not really what you want to see or what you want to hear. But yeah, we'll do a bit of in-car driving. I'll run you through some more problems that I've found since driving this a little bit daily. I've got a load of videos coming up for you in this. Nice R-Type. Yeah, not R-Type. XFR, is it? Maybe XFR. Nice V8 sound. But yeah, as I was saying, I've done quite a few videos of this car. I've just done them in a really backwards order because, again, those of you that don't know, I work nights, so it's really hard to get things done in the order I actually want. But yeah, there's loads of videos to come on this. Some working on the car, some doing little bits that I wanted to do. And then some more fun videos which you'll see, and you might have got a little teaser on the TikTok page if you follow that. So yeah, lots of good things to come. Anyway, so we're here in the Civic. First things first, you'll notice has a terrible noise is the windscreen wipers. Kind of sounds like Donald Duck. Don't know what that is, don't know why that is. My only guess is that probably the motor's dry or broken in some way. I will have a look at that, and I'll show you when I figure out what that is. But yeah, that sounds pretty horrific. The next thing that makes an almighty creak from like steering rack or maybe the lower arms. Might be able to hear that. And it does that pretty much every time you drive. Like if you go for a drive-through, sounds horrific and it's quite embarrassing, but it's also quite funny. Not entirely sure how this passed an MOT, but it has, and I'll show you in this next rolling clip all the advisories, and there's a lot. Which we're going to work through. First being maybe now to do the coilovers. That would probably make sense. If you'll see on the advisories there that I've just shown you, all the shocks are leaking pretty much. Various bushes and joints and ball joints and steering arms. The whole lot's going to get done. like I say, eventually the plan is to turn this into a bit of a sleeper track day toy. Got the Turbo Civic for fast straight line, but it can also handle, there's a lot of mods underneath that will make it a really good track car, but it's difficult to have a combination of noise for power and strip and then try to get it quiet enough on the track. I haven't managed to do that yet, but we're working on it. But yeah, back onto the driving video of this really before I go on too much of a tangent. So yeah, it's now on 92,000 miles, and to be fair, all things considered, it drives very smooth. It's alright on fuel. It didn't have one, but I have fitted what they know as a I'll say it more PG, a whale dong intake, and don't really know if that's changed anything, although you'll see later on in a further video we had it on the dyno and you'll see whether it made any difference there or not. It might surprise you. But yeah, apart from those quirks and the typical Japanese or Honda horn, it literally sounds like a moped horn. But yeah, I think now what's just left is to do some driving, so onto that. So yeah guys, onto the driving. It's nothing special, but she's got loads of power. No, just kidding, it's terribly slow, but well, to what we're used to. It doesn't move too bad when you think from factory it's supposed to have had 90 horsepower. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? You can hear the intake, which doesn't actually sound all that bad. Generally, if you didn't really know a lot, or you didn't know Hondas or cars that well, hearing this, you honestly, genuinely, in person, think that it's got throttle bodies. Like, the intake noise is so loud since fitting the whale dong. I expected it to be a little bit of a dork. That's normally what you get. Like, everyone's had like 1 litre 1.2s, blah blah, with like open cone filters, thinking you're cool and stuff. But this was done purely because my airbox was destroyed, and I just thought it'd be funny, because that's what this car is really. It's just a bit of a laugh. Nothing too serious, at least not for now. Just something to make some content. Well, it's supposed to just be a winter daily, to be honest with you, but after actually seeing how clean it is underneath and in the engine bay, it'd be rude not to do something with this, because it is genuinely quite a clean shell, which is exactly why we're leaning towards doing a K24 swap, maybe going sort of 260 plus horsepower NA, and that is the idea of what we want to do with this car. Of course, we'll tidy it up and make it a bit of a better example. Like, it's quite a clean shell, as I say, but little things like dents on the doors and big scuffs along it, I want to try and sort out ourselves, and maybe even go as far as doing a little bit of a rattle can paint job, just for a laugh really. So moving on to national speed limit, we'll drop a couple cogs. I would say disappear, but that's not going to happen. A bit of limit of the D series and big boaty suspension, as you can probably see me bouncing up and down. Although what I will say, obviously it's an older style engine, throttle cable, etc. The response is actually really quite there, and to be fair, since fitting that intake, I've noticed a slight increase in throttle response. Like, it just feels like it reacts a tiny bit quicker. Help but laugh a bit driving this. Like, it's just a bit of fun really. Now the brakes are interesting, because I thought this had ABS, until I tested it the other day to see how well it braked after fixing the brakes and that, which you would have seen in the last video when I'd done the clutch and the brakes. Just got some M-Tech brakes all around, but I just wanted to see what they felt like. And much to not what I was expecting, all the brakes locked up. So obviously doesn't have ABS. I mean, you'd obviously see if it has an ABS pump or not, but yeah, I don't believe it does. I'll have to look further onto that. Apart from being a good daily beater, the one good thing this car has is, because it's quite a lot slower than my other vehicles, it makes them feel so much quicker. I've not even driven the turbo Civic since driving this, and that'd probably be quite scary going from this to that, but even going from this to the Fiesta makes the Fiesta feel like it's 400 horsepower. You ready for the power, everyone? Even got so much power you can wheel spin in seconds. And that right there is just over 60. On the clock, which is probably about 57, 56, let's be honest. Also loves dropping a cog or two when you want to go really quick. So yeah, apart from the big boaty suspension, the medium brakes, it's actually not bad to drive. And I tell you what, although the bushes and that I can imagine have seen a lot better days, the dual wishbone suspension still to this day proves to be a really good way to enjoy some B roads. Generally, if you're quite mechanically minded when it comes to vehicles and you want a little daily, these generally can pick up quite cheap, but I was quite fortunate with this that it had a clutch gone, and for that reason it was so cheap. Like, I paid £450. Could probably sell this for a little over £1,000 as it stands now, if not even more, but I think it's been really well looked after, perhaps driven by an older person, given that it's a bit of a, how do you say, granddad spec vehicle. I think it's been garage kept most of its life until perhaps the previous owner, who perhaps didn't care so much about it, and now me, who doesn't but does care about it. So we're going to actually make something of this vehicle. But generally it's just a laugh, perfect daily run around. You can chuck it around some bends and still not break any speed limits because it's got too slow to. the older Hondas, there's so much compatibility. I believe to K-swap these, I could be wrong here, but I believe to K-swap these, it's just a case of you need a side mount, I believe, of might be a CRV or a cord. Not 100% certain on that, I'll have to double check that. But I believe that's all you need, and then obviously all the normal K-swap stuff. And I believe, again, it's an EG mount kit is what you'd need. So really, it's not too difficult to do. Don't know if you can really hear too much, it's really windy. I'll see if it'll slow down a bit so you can't hear the wind so much. Can you hear the beautiful suspension noises or steering rack? I'm really not too sure exactly what that is, but we're yet to look at it. I know that when you lift the car up into the air, it doesn't do that, so it's only when the car's got load on it, on the suspension. So my guess is, if it wasn't the rack, it'd probably be the big bushes on the wishbones, or even if this does have a roll bar, maybe bushes along there, because it seems to do it more when you like the car's got flex in it. I don't know exactly, but we'll have to have a look at that. So guys, that was the end of the video. I hope you liked the video, enjoyed the video, and I hope that I covered everything in a first drive that I should be doing. Apologies for not being able to get much outside car content. It's just so windy that I don't think it'd even be worth it, because all you'd hear is just wind, like I explained earlier. It's also raining, so yeah, it'd be quite difficult to get some good outside shots. But thanks for watching again. Leave a like, comment anything you'd like to see down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Also guys, push the notifications so you get notified when our latest videos come out. There's some pretty cool videos coming soon. Bye for now.